Hello YouTube, welcome to another ride. It's a beautiful mid-morning day, weekend, trying to get out. We're supposed to be getting some bad rainstorms today, but looking at the sky right now, I'm not too hopeful. And for once on a motorcycle, I am really hoping for some rain. It's been about, oh geez, 3-4 weeks since we've had a good rainstorm here. Everything is just bone dry and dusty and dying. The crops should be much bigger than that, and yeah, we could really use the rain. So the forecast says this afternoon supposed to be some nice rain, so I'm getting a morning ride in. But after looking at the sky here, it's a little hazy, but I don't see anything that indicates a big thunderstorm, so hopefully that all changes soon. But for right now, we're going to go out and enjoy the ride anyway. That's what we do here on More on Water. Go out and enjoy the ride. And there's a park and there's a little river. Yep, wonderful tour guide here. We're in the Kingston area, coming into Kingston. There's just some nice back roads around here, relaxing pace, and hopefully with the not a lot of lake speckled in this area, so shouldn't have a lot of lake traffic since it's a morning in the weekend, but we'll see. One thing I have to watch with this bike taking us out, I'm on the Kawasaki today. It's been a while since I've had this on the show, but good day for a Kawasaki. Get some miles on there for you guys, take a ride with it. I ride it quite a bit, but I usually am thinking about filming when I'm on my other bikes. I don't know why. This one's perfectly comfortable, works pretty good, but I always get mixed up because I'm not used to, this one does not have the automatic blinker turn off, so I'll end up like a you know, old man driving around with my blinker on and only 5-speed. Of course, this one's fine with a 5-speed. I'm always looking for 6 gear on this bike, but it does just fine with a 5-speed. Another thing about this bike is this is a 2003 Kawasaki Vulcan 1500 Classic. Big name. But I purchased this one brand new. I called the dealership because at the time I wanted one of these. Called the dealership, and when I went in to visit them earlier, like a few weeks before I bought this, they had 2 left, and they were selling for they had a sale going on for some reason. I don't recall exactly, wasn't going to complain, but I was interested in one. Called, make sure they still had one left. They still had this one left, and I remember being in there a few weeks ago, or the few weeks prior, and if you look at this thing in the light, when you look at it quick, it looks black. If you look at it in the light, it's purple, but it's like a metallic candy, burgundy purple. It's really nice in the light. You probably can't tell on the camera, and it's really dusty right now. I really need to wash this thing. But when I called them, they said, yeah, we have one left, but it's a black one. And in that year, Kawasaki didn't offer a black, so I'm like, a black one? I thought they didn't offer a black. So I was like, well, that wasn't the one I was looking at, but I'll come in and look at it anyway. And yeah, when I got there, sure enough, it was the one that I wanted, but the sales rep just didn't know what color it was. And let's see, is this the road? I think this is the road I want. This is the road I'm going to take. But the oh, this is not the road I wanted. Oh, we'll see where this one goes. I'm lost again. Watch for children. Hopefully this doesn't turn into a dirt road or something out here. I'll just whip a Yui. Ooh, is that moisture on the oh, little road construction. Or what the hell? A hole in the road. Must have been a patch job from the spring. Oh yeah, and it turns into gravel. Okay, so we're gonna do a U-turn. Oh, they got a little park down here. Well, looky here, YouTube. Not a park, one of my boat launch. Stick with me, I'll get there. I keep forgetting the point, but we're gonna check this thing out. Give you a little view of the lake here, porta potty and all. Kingston Township Public Beach. Oh, there's a public beach right there, which is crossed off. How do you close a beach? Poor kids. Had the drought the last 3 weeks, and now they can't even go swimming. Life's that way sometimes, huh? Well, what was I saying? Oh yeah, went in and picked up my new bike. It was the one I wanted, was the color I wanted, and I get there, they had just finished, actually the ones that were on the floor they had sold, but they had one yet that was, I don't know, however they come in a box or whatever from the factory, where they still have to put on the handlebars and all that stuff. That was the only one they had left, and when I called to make sure it was still there, they said yes, and then they immediately went out and started putting it together. So when I got there to pick it up, they had just finished the they put it together, did the test drive that the technician does, I guess, when he puts it together and makes sure everything's running. He pulled in, I glanced at it, signed the paperwork, handed him a check, and drove off. So I drove off with this thing 20 years ago, not to the day, to the month probably, with just a few miles on it. I think they did like 3 or 4 test miles, came back and turned it off. I signed the papers, turned it back on, and drove home. And everything has been perfect except for whoever the technician was. Messed up greatly. I was a little irritated when I got home, but it was not a big deal. He didn't miss any of the major important bolts, but my tires were at 20 psi when I got home, so he didn't bother to check the tires. And if you're on a motorcycle, that's kind of a big deal. Luckily I didn't have too much to drive home. And I remember on the way home I was thinking, boy, this thing seems a lot more, you know, this thing is kind of a big cushy Cadillac, and it's kind of a tank in the corners, but it's not that bad. You know, my Road King, which weighs a few 100 pounds more than this, handles much nicer in the corners, but from the technology of 20 years ago, this thing does pretty damn good. But I remember on the drive home I was like, geez, because I test drove the one previous visit there, and it didn't seem that bad, and I was like, geez, this thing seems a little you know, heavy in the corners. And I got home and was checking over everything and checked the tire pressure, and yeah, sure enough, both tires were at 20 psi, or just over 20 psi. So pumped those up. Boy, that fixed the cornering problem pretty damn quick, as you would imagine. But yeah, if you anybody's in the market for a, well, I'm not selling this one. If anybody is looking for a cheap Japanese cruiser, this thing is just awesome. Liquid cooled shaft drive. I mean, there's barely any maintenance to this thing that I've had to do over the 20 years, and all the maintenance that you do have to do is pretty easy. But just been a great bike. Comfortable, plenty of power for riding 2-up. Me and the wife have ridden 2-up on this thing and all over the northern US in the area, and taken it to Canada a few times, and comfortable for the both of us. She does like riding on the Road King better, and yeah, to be honest, the Road King is better set up for 2-up riding than this thing ever will be, but it still handled it just fine. But yeah, I just wanted to share a little sometime this month. I don't know the date when I bought this bike, but I do remember it was 2003 because I bought it brand new. And so this being 23, this will be the 20th anniversary of me owning this bike, and it's been a great bike. Oh no, it's not true. There was one other issue I had with this bike. The fasteners that Kawasaki used for some of the items, such as, you know, like the passenger foot pegs, and there was another bolt in the back that, you know, minor bolts. Oh, the blinker bracket, stuff like that. They've snapped on me, and it wasn't when they had a load. It was just from out riding. I don't know if I hit a bump or something, but they wiggled or what. But yeah, I've had them snap on me. I just swapped them out for a better grade bolt and haven't had a problem since. But that's an issue. Some of the minor fasteners on this thing might not have been the top quality, and yeah, that was the pheasant running right there. Other than that, yeah, no complaints. Being the 20th anniversary, I should probably flush the coolant system again. It has been a number of years since I've done that, but and I would say the past, oh boy, more than 10 years, maybe the past 12 years, this has not been a main bike for me. This has just been kind of a, I like this bike so much I wasn't going to sell it. Plus the Japanese bikes, they, like this, the cruisers especially from the that era, didn't hold their value very well. Or maybe they did. I guess they're just cheap to sell, but to be honest, you don't really, back then you didn't pay that much for them to begin with, so it wasn't a huge loss or anything. But this bike ran so good, I just wanted to keep hang on to it. And yeah, I'm glad I did. I still take this thing out every once in a while. If I'm going on a long trip, obviously I take the Road King. And yeah, so far this has been more reliable than the Sportster ever could be. And that one has fuel injection and all the modern electronics. This one is still carbureted. No sophisticated electronics. That's probably why it works so good. Just nothing to go wrong. Shaft drive. The liquid cool, I've never had a problem with any leaks or anything like that. It's never had a problem with it overheating. And I'm in Minnesota, so I wouldn't. I mean, it's not like we get that hot here, so. But I just wanted to bring out the Kawasaki today and give you guys a little look into the past 20 years I've had with this thing. Great bike. Couldn't recommend it enough. Again, if anybody's looking for one of these things, not a sports bike, but if you're looking to go comfort touring, this is a great bike. And enough of me rambling on. If you made it this far, God bless you. And yeah, come along for more rides. Go check some of my older videos. We'll be doing plenty more rides. Maybe I'll even get the mini bike out once in a while again. And boy, that thing, the day after I rode that thing with the no suspension, I don't know if you guys saw me watch that video with me bouncing through the fields and whatnot. That thing kicked my butt. I was a little sore the next day. I'm maybe a little bit beyond the age group that should be taking that thing through the middle of a field, but you gotta be a moron once in a while and you gotta have fun, so that's a good time. But that did spark the interest of me. Like I've been talking about for a while, I've caught the you know, go down some dirt roads adventure bike bug, and I kind of want to look for an old adventure bike or something like that I can just do some gravel roads, and that fueled that flame a little further. So I'm definitely going to be keeping my eye out for used one of those, or maybe something along that lines. I don't know if there's any good budget suggestions anybody can give me. I'm all ears. Other than the mini bike, I haven't really done much for off-road riding. I've never owned a dirt bike or anything. Just had some friends who've had them and tagged along with them once in a while, but that was just for an afternoon here and there. So it's something I'd like to just kind of tootle around the gravel roads and back roads, and hopefully show you guys some of the gravel roads and dirt roads of Minnesota. But again, God bless you for continuing to make it this far again. Join me for another ride. I think I wanted to turn that way. Yeah, what the hell. Yep. Typical moron wanderer. Don't even know where the hell I'm going. Just don't enjoy the ride. But until next time, see you later. Have a good one, YouTube.